To brighten up our Monday special, we have Midcap Mania with Nigel D'Souza. So let's go straight across to him and find out what is on his radar today. Hi, Nigel.
Hi, Sonia. Today, in fact, we're going to be focusing on the stock Mirza International. I was just taking a look at it, and in fact, the stock has had a big run in the recent past. So, trying to understand why exactly, what does the company do? We'll explain all that and more. Basically, they're into footwear, they're into garments, leather, as well as apparels as well. Now, I was looking at the market cap to sales, and Bata definitely a much bigger brand, much more reputed as well. You take a look at Relaxo as well. That is well much bigger and much more reputed. But if you just take a look at it, market cap to sales, Bata's trading at 3x, Relaxo's trading at around 3.5x, while Mirza's trading at 1.5x. This is trailing numbers, remember. In terms of profitability, in terms of a PE as well, it's trading at a bit of a discount in comparison to its larger peers. So it's trading at only around 18 times or thereabouts. To tell you what exactly they do and the segments that they function in, well, footwear is their key business. Close to 85% of their revenues comes in from there. Besides that, they have some trading leather as well as garments. Now, in their footwear business, all of us know Red Tape. I, in fact, got educated that Red Tape is their brand. So Red Tape is their key brand. The other one that they've launched, in fact, is Bond Street. So both these two are their key brands. But they've entered into a new segment now. They're looking at flip-flops, sandals, as well as sports shoes. So those pictures as well should come up for you. Remember, sports shoes is a very, very large market that the management is looking to tap. They're primarily into exports till now. So close to around 70-75% of their revenues coming from exports. But in their exports, the branded segment is very small. It's only around 15%, while the unbranded segment is nearly around 85%. So for them to get a higher multiple, they'll have to change this around a tad bit. You'll have to get more amount of branded sales. The market has indicated, yes, they're going to be focusing on the branded segment going ahead. And they're also going to be focusing a lot on the domestic sales, besides looking at the footwear business. That's the track shoes that we just looked at. Well, financials, nothing so great. This year will be more or less flattish. For the 9 years, they've done only around 720 crores. In the past, well, they had a good year in FY15, but otherwise, not much of a growth. So let's see whether they can upscale from here. Margins have been steady. But this year, in fact, they got impacted because of Brexit. So that's why, in fact, we did see a bit of a contraction. It's down to around 16.5%, a high amount of exposure to the pound. And profitability, well, it's moved from around 40 to around 70 crores approximately. This year as well, it should end more or less flattish. Finally, you know, we have the new Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Yogi Adityanath. He's ordered shutdown of illegal slaughterhouses. So that in turn should be a negative for some of these companies that are producing leather. But for them, I had a word with the management. What they indicate is that their tannery is totally legal and they have all necessary permissions. So that's an important factor, because otherwise the stock would have, you know, the market always knows more ahead of the rest of the street. So that's a picture of their tannery as well. Finally, what are the threats? Currency fluctuation. Rupee is strengthening. If you're an exporter, well, it will not be very good for you. And finally, the pound as well, the way it moved in the last year, that would have impacted their margins. Global slowdown as well is another factor. And what if all these new launches don't really pick up steam? That will not be very good news, because we know Red Tape as their core brand. Now they're moving into some other track shoes, etc. Let's see how it works. Finally, promoter holding quite high at around 73.5%. But I couldn't find any other big holders in it. Let's see how the stock does from here.